Greetings, my beautiful brothers and sisters of Zion. It's so wonderful to be before you again. This is a very, very quick video. I'm no frills this morning. I just woke up. Most High has been waking me up at like 3 o'clock in the morning for about 2 months. And he's been dealing with me. And some of you may be experiencing this or ringing in your ears or something a little bit unusual. But that's how he's dealing with me right now. He's waking me up, and believe me, I want to turn over and go back to sleep. And a few times, honestly, I have, but this morning, my heart is just so full. It's so full this morning. So, this is no frills. I'm just, my head, I have on my nightgown. I mean, so sometimes the Most High I know is going to have me do things like this. So you're all family. So when your family is over, you can put on a robe or have on your nightgown, maybe your hair sticking up all different kinds of ways. But it's all good. It's all good. I just bless the Most High. My heart is so full this morning. When he woke me up, and I had no intentions of doing this, I was just really going to go to the bathroom, and he had me go on my YouTube Studio app, and I saw the wonderful comments, and it just made my heart really full. And he had me go to my email, and I had an amazing email from a sister that is living in Ghana. And if you're listening, I did get your email, and thank you for supplying your WhatsApp information. And when you're back in Ghana, as you said, please do not hesitate to get in touch with me. I have no problem with it. You know, we can definitely, talk. And but my heart is full because the Most High is waking up his people. And I knew that already. And I guess it's a situation where I know that he's bringing us into all truths now, because this is the time. I am very active in keeping up on different things that are going on the world stage. And I think it's very, very important for us to understand that our time is really, the time is drawing near. Our Messiah is not far away from us now. And we are kept, I guess the system wants to keep our minds full of distractions now. And I mean, just crazy distractions. I know that there's been a bill that President Biden just signed in. I think it's 1406. It's either 69 or 67. And I know what he's going to do to the currency in the United States. And I've been watching the movement of different things, different ones, not looking at, and I'm sure a lot of you do not look at mainstream media, because it's full of lies, and it's full of propaganda. It's full of information that will brainwash you and keep you off track. But I go to sources that the Most High leads me to, and I'm just watching the movement of everything. Even on this continent, I'm watching the movement, and it's getting really interesting. It's getting really interesting. I'm just really watching the Bible, the prophetic books, the major prophets and minor prophets, and Revelations, and other things as well, other books as well. Third Baruch, which is full of information, first, second, and third Baruch, that's full of information dealing with the times that we live in. And just kind of watching the movement of everything that's going on. And brothers and sisters, I'm going to be really honest with you. We really do need to be connected with the Most High now. like never before. We need to follow his laws, his statutes, his commandments like never before, and not give in to the cares of this world. Because when we do that, that keeps us very, very distracted. I read one of about the email of the sister that sent me the email. And please keep the comments coming, because these are conversations that we need to have, whether we disagree or not, because on some things we're going to agree to disagree. And that, I put that in my first video, that's fine. But the sister talked about how she's growing food. It's interesting how they're getting ready to move through the food, and especially in the West. I'm talking to a lot of my brothers and sisters that are in the U.S. As these times come upon us, it's going to affect all of us. We came here to the continent, but a lot of crazy stuff is getting ready to happen here as well. Because the word says it's going to touch everyone. But he also said in his word in Revelations 3:10, because thou hast kept my word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all, I'm going to repeat that, all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. And how Father is outlined in other scriptures that he will keep us through this time. But we have got to fully walk in him. I know people are worried about their jobs, they're worried about money, they're worried about maybe going to school, getting their education, their career, buying a house. But things are changing, and they're changing rapidly because we're going through this reset. Everything is being reset. The currency is being reset. Everything is being reset. And I'm going to say something that some people may not believe. I don't know. But what the Lord showed me about digital currency, because now Russia and China have signed an agreement to go into, I had known about this for about a year and a half. But there was talk about it, but it hadn't happened yet. But now it's happened. It's happened like in the past, I think, week or maybe 2 weeks, that Russia and China are going into another currency, a joint currency. That's very, very serious. It's very serious. It's serious for the U.S. It's serious for U.S. currency, because all of their currency is being backed by minerals. Russia has been stockpiling gold for 20 years, and they have a huge stockpile of gold. China also has a huge stockpile of minerals, and that's what's backing their currency. It's also making me think about Gaddafi and what he was, excuse me, like I said, it's early, I just rolled out of bed. What Gaddafi was doing with the currency, what he was trying to do to have currency backed by gold. And you see they took him out, but these two leaders will not be taken out because they're key on the world stage in terms of Bible prophecy. But the US dollar is backed by nothing. They're just printing paper. It's backed by nothing. And I know that, like I said, I know this might not be very well received by people that are into cryptocurrency and into Bitcoin and that type of thing, but Most I put it on my spirit to just really say this. I know that people are making money, and definitely, do what you need to do, but it's very foolhardy to feel that you can take control from the banksters of this world, from the 1% that's controlling all the currency, that's controlling all the banks. It's very foolish to think that the people that are controlling and running everything, they're going to allow the people to take control over the currency of this world. That's just ridiculous to even think that. And the reason why cryptocurrency and Bitcoin was even put into play is because they needed to strengthen the blockchain, because the blockchain is going to run everything in this new reset, everything from the metaverse to these smart cities to just everything. So they needed to really build that, to test it, to use it, to get that up and strengthened. So naturally they put an incentive out there to make people really get into it so they could fulfill their agenda of the blockchain. People are making money. What's a better incentive for someone to get involved in something than to gain financially? And that's what they've done. But that's something that is not going to, it's not going to do in the end what people think it's going to do, because we're going under a one world system, which means there's going to be one currency eventually. And everything, of course, is going digital. That blockchain needed to support everything going digital. And now they have really strengthened the blockchain. So to think that nothing is being, that they can't track, of course they can, because on the blockchain, everything's being recorded. So that's in their hands. That's not in the hands of the people. So when you look at scripture, you would understand that. Everything is under surveillance. If, like for instance here, or with fiat currency, if you're using fiat currency, you could pay your neighbor to just water your flower bed while you're on vacation or whatever. They don't know anything about that money transferring hands. Through the blockchain, through what they have set up through cryptocurrency, now they have set up a system where they will know everything. So I know that some people may disagree with me, and that's okay. That's fine. I'm not looking for everyone to agree with me. I'm really not. But I know what the Most High has shown me about this. And if you're into cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and that type of thing, crypto mining, whatever you're into, I'm not saying that you cannot make money. I'm not saying that at all. And if you're gaining, that's great. I have no problem with that. But at the end of the day, this system is not in the people's hands. Not at all. Everything actually that is transpiring is up under the will of the Most High. He's allowing these things to happen, but the powers that shouldn't be, he's using them to bring about what needs to come about for the return of the Messiah. So with that being said, like I said, my heart is just really full this morning. I really do love my people with all my heart. I really do. And those of you who understand exactly what I'm saying, I just want to encourage you, because it's tough walking this walk. It's not really an easy thing. But those of you who are coming out of your slumber, or who are out of your slumber, I want to just say to you, please, please be encouraged as you go through this. Count yourself being very blessed that the Most High has chosen you to open your eyes, to bring you into a reality, to take you out of this, I don't know, it's kind of like the movie The Matrix, to take you out of the Matrix, where you can see things that you've never seen before. That's only through him. So you be encouraged, because there are going to be times when, if you haven't already experienced it, there are going to be some times when you're going to feel really lonely. You're going to feel really alone, that you're just going to kind of be a foreigner, okay, in your own land. You're going to be a foreigner, and people will not understand you, and people will talk about you, and they'll ridicule you. But it just makes me think about Noah. When Noah was building that ark, hallelujah, when Noah was building that ark, people talked about Noah. They ridiculed Noah and his family working on this humongous structure. He had gone crazy. People are going to think you're crazy. People are going to think all kinds of things about you, and they're going to say all types of things about you. But it's okay, because you're not crazy. You're far from it. They're going to call you, what is the coined word now? You're going to be called a conspiracy theorist, which is something that the elite came up with to make people shy away from questioning things. Oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. It's not a conspiracy if it's happening. Okay? So you can't call me that. If it's happening before our eyes, it's not a conspiracy theory. It's something that's reality. If others choose to walk with their eyes closed and their head down and their head stuck in the sand, that's evidently their path, and this applies to people that we even love. People will try to pull you down and make you feel like, okay, you're nuts. But I am going to tell you this. Some things that you're planning on doing, like for instance, yes, we're planning on buying some land here on the continent, but this is a big continent. Nobody's going to know where we are. I'm not going to tell anybody where we're going to live, because it's not really their business. Never let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. Never let the right hand know whatever. You don't tell people what you're going to do. You just do what it is that the Most High is telling you to do, and let that be it. Because you have people, the word tells us, people are going to turn against people in these last days. Family are going to turn against family. Friends are going to turn against friends. You have to be very careful about your movement in these last days. You really do. But do what it is that the Most High is leading you to do, and let that be it. Whether people understand you or not, it's not for them to understand. It's not for them to approve of. Not if Father is giving you the instructions as to what to do. All I need is his approval. I love my daughter with all my heart. I don't need my daughter's approval. All I need is the Most High's approval. If she understands, great. If she doesn't understand, I thank the Most High she understood and why she came here. But if she doesn't, guess what? If she hadn't have come with me, I would have come anyway. Because I would have been following Father, not my daughter, who, like I said, she's my only child. I love her with every fiber of my being. But she's not the savior of my soul. She's not the lover of my soul. I have to follow Father. So I was led to say that to you, because it might be speaking to someone and their circumstance, their situation. But I did want to tell you that. But I do know this, that the Most High is resetting everything for us to go back to a time where we are growing our own food, the way it used to be, where we're growing our own food with our own hands, where we are sustaining ourselves in a way where we're not relying on the systems of this world, because the enemy has set up the systems of this world. And as long as you're relying on his system, he has got you, because you're relying on him for your food. You're relying on him for your water. You're relying on the enemy, really. When the Most High has given us all the resources that we need to be able to live through him and on him. But that takes on a different look. It's not the conveniences that we're used to. It's going back to basics. You know what I mean? I don't know how many of you will really understand what I'm saying, but it's going back to basics. We are going to buy land here on the continent, but we're going completely off the grid. Completely off the grid, because I don't want to rely on this system for one single solitary thing. Because as long as you do, they've got you. They can dictate whatever they want to you. If they cut off the water supply, what are you going to do? If they cut off the food supply, they're talking about, doing away with livestock farming and taking people to another way of eating, which is protein-based. I don't know if you've heard about any of this, but it has to do with bugs and insects. It's deep. It's deep. Research some of this stuff. It is really deep what they are putting into play. So within the next few years, everything is going to change. I know that this year's not up yet. I don't know what they're going to pull this year, but they're going to pull something. Because 2023 is very, very important year to them. So they got to set everything up for that. So as the year progresses, I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm going to go on record as saying they're going to do something. But as long as you are a part of Satan's system, it's going to be hard. So those of you who don't know how to grow food, you need to learn how. That's what my daughter and I are doing. We're learning how to grow food. We're setting things up in a way. Like, one thing that I love about here on the continent is you can drill boreholes and you can get water directly from the ground. And that water is clean water. You tap into, drill down low, and you tap into a water source. We used to live someplace that had a borehole. You have all the water that you need. I think that the Most High is calling his people out of the systems, out of the way that we're living, because the conveniences that we experience, man, I have to tell you, we're still going through withdrawals in terms of conveniences. We're so used to conveniences. Those conveniences can be a trap. They really can. And coming out of those conveniences is hard. It's hard. But I'm gonna do a video that's basically dealing with the second Exodus, which is going to take us into the wilderness a second time. The Most High said in his word that there's nothing new under the sun. And boy, is that the truth. I'm going to talk about the second Exodus because it's detailed in the word that there's going to be a second Exodus where we will be in the wilderness once again. And I do want to address this in one of the comments that I got. I think it's Ashley. It was your comment about location. And where the true location is of Jerusalem and the Holy Land. That's something that's up for debate. But when we moved here, it was so funny. It was put in my spirit that all of our locations are off. And I'm going to talk about that in another video. And it's just for us to talk about and to put on the table and just kind of talk about it together. And the Most High will lead us and help us figure this out. Because we've been bombarded with so many lies and so much deception, So we will talk about that. But I'm getting ready to wrap up because I don't want this to be a long video at all. It was just me coming to you and just telling you how much I love you And thank you so much for everyone that has seen, you know, that are supporting the channel. I can't tell you how much you mean to me. And as time goes on, we're gonna do a lot more talking. I'm gonna do a lot more videos and again live. I'm gonna do some live streams so we can really kind of get into this. Not to argue, not to be rude, not to, you know, have any negative vibes, because that's not what this channel is about at all. It's for us to come together as like-minded people, to come together and just look at what's going on around us and listen to the voice of the Most High that is going to guide us through this stuff that's getting ready to happen. We might even experience another lockdown. I'm thinking it'll happen, but I don't know. You know, we don't know. We really, really don't know. But I bless the Most High for you. I thank you. Thank you for letting me come to you just plain, nothing going on my face or anything. But it's about truth. It's not about trying to look good. Okay, because that's not important. It really isn't. That's not important. So I love you. And again, I thank you for letting me come before you this morning. So I'm getting ready to go back in prayer and read my word and spend my time. And I'm writing. I'm writing now. The Most High has me writing, so I'm going to probably do some writing. But thank you, family. Love you. See you next time.